part. Um, but most of the new stuff is to tie in Patty.
Yeah.
Right.
But all the point I wanted to make with the new characters was that Patty isn't what I call tacked in. Is that the term? She
Yeah.
doesn't feel like she was something that they added last minute. It's more like they took away certain parts of the story conveniently so that you wouldn't guess there's a new character.
Yeah.
So
I agree
and
with
that's not the other thing. They also actually swapped around a few lines. For instance, you guys all play Vesperia, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Vesper, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my pronunciation sucks that much.
It's okay.
That's fine.
Remember the beginning of part 2 where Judith is sort of standing there and is like, "Oh hi, Judith joins the party."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in the original version, they don't give too much thought about that. In the PS3 version, there's at least 3 lines that they go like, "Why are you here anyways?" It's little things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Oh man.
I'm scrolling through because this is always what I've noticed the Tales fans are probably the most obsessed with when it comes to translations is art names, right?
Mhm.
So I'm scrolling through and I actually really like a lot of the stuff they came up with, and I'll admit they're way better than some of the shit I came up with for these characters based solely on doing what I could to translate the Japanese, right? For instance, Flynn's burst art. My name for it, which is really cheesy and terrible, was Royal Formation, based on its Japanese name, right? Here it's called Radiant Ruin, which actually makes a lot of sense. And so Radiant Ruin Flare, Sunder, Cyclone, and Splash, which is pretty damn fitting, I would say. And there's other examples like that. It's good stuff.
Wait. Which one is Rain Room?
Flynn's burst art.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ah, the first art, Ko Shoyuk? That?
Uh,
The one he sort of slashes and there's a pillar of light?
yeah, and then he does like the sword wave.
Yeah, it's sort of weird because it's actually related to flying, but yeah.
Yeah. What
Um,
can you do though?
the thing about arts, especially considering the Tales translations that we've had since forever, is that you can pretty much write anything like Demon Hammer, and nobody will give a fuck.
Except
Yeah,
for
that's in the-
nowadays. Like in the old days, no one gave a shit, but nowadays people are really anal about that shit. Especially with the atrocious art names Hearts R did.
Solar
God.
Parabola! Blue
Impact
Jet!
event! Blue Jet!
Mosquito
Bird.
Hawk!
Hey,
Solar
Mosquito Hawk
Wind.
is awesome.
No!
I think they actually, because Zesh shows on, I think they actually gave a translation for that as well. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I know it's different than mine,
Yeah.
but because I usually go with Soaring Slaughter, but
I think they literally just called it Soaring Slash. I'm gonna check.
I think they did. Yeah, like, okay, fair enough. But I mean, I was trying to use my writer mentality to make it sound nice.
Yeah.
But apparently, that's not okay.
The thing is, it's very complicated to actually do something to please the fans when it comes to arts.
Yeah.
Well, it's complicated to do anything to please the fans. Let's start with that. But
True.
the thing is, there was like past a time where there was sort of a lexicon for the arts. For instance, you've seen Savage, you've seen Palm, Strike. These words weren't weird. Now you have words like, I don't know, Frostbite, Dragon Wolf, Strike, or Pyrogenic Ring. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Continuing with Flynn, I remember a lot of people translated. Okay, you guys know that move where he like slices through somebody and then makes a beam of light come down on him.
Yes.
A lot of people called that move Light Wing, which I never got because it has nothing to do with wings, but whatever. In the patch, they call it Radiant Burst, which is a lot more fitting, I would say.
Yeah, the thing is,
That's nice.
the kanji for Ko Shoyuk, Yok means flight, actually. So it's not a fault from the translation. It's I'm going to say, to be honest here, a lot of the names in Japanese don't make fuck sense. Um, they're even inconsistent. A lot of people think that they're perfect because they don't understand them.
Oh no, they're not. There's a lot of typos
Yeah.
and a lot of misspellings and shit.
Actually, you know Rekusen, Tempest Strike, or Tempest, another inconsistency.
Right.
Tempest Strike, much better. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the ku part, the kanji, is actually inconsistent between many games. They actually, it's something that baffles me when it's an art that they've been using since Death of Destiny in '97,
Yep.
but they confuse that fucking kanji, and I'm like, what? So yeah, it's not only Namco USA that fucks up.
Yeah. That said, if there's any other new shit you guys want me to name off right now, I can do that. But yeah, man, this translation's really got it packed. They've got items, they've got weapons, they've got skills, they've got arts, they've got the story, they've got the strategy menu, they have recipes, they have fucking everything, like in its own
Yeah.
section.
It's
And visually, it looks really nice too.
It does.
it's kind of easy to do that when the game was already translated, though.
Yeah. True. That
Definitely
said,
helps.
though, they swear up and down they didn't just copy and paste the 360 translation.
Oh,
They actually claim that they retranslated the entire game. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they swore to hell up and down that they did.
Right.
So
The real question is, does it really matter?
yeah. That's
it does. That said, though, they did clearly take some very big inspiration from the 361. For example, Yuri's move, where it's literally two Azure edges, is still called Azure Storm, despite the fact that that's wrong. So, take it for what it's worth.
I like